Welcome, welcome to the beautiful Melbourne weather. What if I go next? I don't know, maybe that's, let's try next, left turn, see what happens. Maybe I should go double check the maps. Anyhow, I'm gonna try English language stream. Yeah, I think it should be okay, should be okay. Okay, I was in the maps, so a few things I was looking into. It's this weird street where it doesn't have the sidewalk on one side. Anyhow, so Thursday, a day before Friday, but I'm off this week anyway. So in terms of keywords, I feel like I want to have some keywords to start with. Just the technical, just this, the technical side of this. I can talk about it, and that's one thing I can talk about, the technical stuff, and then the weather and plans for today. The weather, it's not amazing, but it's actually much better than last 2 days. Last 2 days it was windy. Somewhere there was like a giant golf-sized hail, golf balls, what's it called? Golf ball-sized hail. And then what else? So yesterday was raining and windy. Anyhow, so today it's not that windy. It's windy, but it's not as windy as before. Temperature, it's okay. I'm wearing the rain jacket, but I guess, yeah, you could get away. It's not that good with like the light clothing, so to speak. It's not too bad. What else? In terms of the, so that's weather, right? And as I said, I'm off this week. The weather's not the best, but it's okay. And in terms of like, what can I do? The plans for the rest of the week, same things, I think. I have lunchtime walks, and then I'll take my family somewhere. Last 2-3 days has been like shopping centers, because it's kind of late. If we leave the house about 4 p.m. And most things close at 5, so you don't want to drive too far, and that means we drive somewhere close and then just let the baby walk around in the hallways, do some light shopping, you know, having dinner in the food court or something. Yeah. Anyhow, so that's the life update and the plans, kind of like what am I doing every day around this time of day. So yeah, I've been looking into like just streaming. That's I guess one of my hobbies. So I'm looking into like different things that can be done, and I feel like I don't want to go crazy. I already kind of, there was a time I was considering like making the complicated setup, but I'm like, no, there's a few principles sort of contradicting each other, and I like everything simple if possible. So anytime you start looking into like IRL streaming setup, people are like, okay, you have to have all this like bunch of stuff, bunch of cables, you build this like ridiculous backpack or something. And I'm like, no, I'm not doing that. I want to stick to the phone. Currently I'm doing just the phone plus, yeah, and it's going straight to YouTube sort of. And then the only thing I have is this like mic, wired mic, because I tried a lot of other things. I could it was impossible to make out what I'm saying. So yeah, that's the only thing I'm like somewhat happy with. Especially it's windy outside. I like, you know, low profile. I don't want to walk around with microphones on me. I need to be, yeah, simple. I'm not doing anything crazy, so it needs to be simple. Super simple. So I like that minimal setup. So, and then even with that, I have there's some options I can tweak. For example, today I did, recently I was in Full HD in low bitrate. And I thought, that's a strange, like no one is doing that, but for the stuff I'm doing, and I'm like, I think it's okay, it's working alright. I can go as low as possible. I can, I think I tried a few things, but yeah. The reason is because I don't care how it looks like as much, so I can go as like super low settings and everything, and that will be fine. That's even preferred, I would say. Super low, like yeah, and within that, like I could almost, yeah, it might as well be black, just a black image or something, or like very vaguely visible something. And I'm like, since I have that, I think what I want to have is the sound. I want them have the sound, the focus mirror the sound. So I wanted to have a good sound. But in terms of visuals, I don't care how it looks like. That's why, given this, within this context, I have some other, I can do some different things. But the only thing, yeah, I want it to be sort of somewhat, you know, somewhat reliable. I don't want to parts of it just disappearing, because some places, yeah, where the reception isn't great, because I don't have much to do, so that's why I'm like, okay, today. So within that context, I look at the like super low bitrate Full HD, and I'm like, you know, even that one is watchable, I would say. And then sometimes it actually looks really good, and sometimes it has this like weird kind of like kind of feels like it's like kind of low quality GIF, where it's like doing, I don't know how to describe it, like bands of colors where it doesn't have enough colors, and it just like makes a whole chunk, a whole area like the same color pretty much. And it doesn't, I think it looks artistic, you know. I wouldn't say it looks bad. It looks like an effect that I could actually apply. But today so within this context, today I'm like, I just want to see what happens if I have the same settings as yesterday, but I just make it 720. And then I'll check and I'll see, do I still have that effect sometimes where it's doing that strange thing, like it's having not enough colors to work with. I feel like the contours, there's different ways it can, low quality can manifest itself. It can either do the kind of like muddy squares, or it can do that effect. I prefer that if it still keeps the contours of everything, if you can still like make out some lines, if it doesn't get blocky, but it does that thing, I feel like I like that. The blocky thing, I'm not a big fan. It does look strange. I don't know why people block. I guess it's a block because the video compression, it kind of works on blocks, and then within each block it can have more or less details. And then if there's like, if the image itself is complicated, like tree branches, and like it has a lot of detail, or like vegetation, grass, yeah, maybe that's when it struggles. But if the actual source is like somewhat simple, has somewhat same colors, like evenly filled, you know, chunks of stuff, then it doesn't look as bad. It's easier for the compression to deal with it. But like I said, if I start researching or googling things, people assume that I need that great visual quality, and people like care about the visual part of it. And with what I do, I kind of make that decision early, that I know where I am. There's like, it's super low at times, the bitrate, I don't know why, but based on my tests, initial tests, I could see it's doing like super low bitrate, and I thought, okay, that's, you know, I cannot do anything about that. I'm not gonna build this ridiculous backpack to like have 4 routers doing the thing where it's like can split the signal in 4 chunks and like handle it to get the better picture. I want to do simple. Either it works or it doesn't work, and if I get at least audio and like really trashy video, that's already a success. And I think it works. I think I was successful. if that's the definition of success. Sometimes I do lose some random, I don't know how long, 5 seconds here and there. Sometimes it cuts out and I'm not gonna even know, like, because I usually have this thing in minimized mode. Maybe if the reception is bad, it's gonna show me, like right now I opened up on the full screen. Maybe it's gonna show a message saying, okay, it's not what people usually do. It's more, yeah, and I already talked about that yesterday a little bit, but it's more for me having like a journal or whatever, and just I have something to do besides just going for lunch and stuff, you know. It's like an addition to my lunch in a way. I could have just lunch, or like I could go out for a walk during, like after lunch, and come back.